Well, hello, everybody, and welcome to the Digital Today's podcast. I am Dave, and once again joined by my friend Vinny here. Vin, welcome back to the show.
What's going on, buddy? Hey, chat. Hope everybody's well.
Yeah, we are actually live here tonight on YouTube once again, as we have a pretty good topic we want to talk about and get other people's opinions as we discuss this here. Ways to get a hold of us: digitaltodice.com is the website, digitaltodice.com. That is 978-751-DICE is the text line. Send us a text. You can even leave us a voicemail at that line now if you'd like to. Digitaltodice@yahoo.com is the email. Over on Facebook, facebook.com/groups/digital to dice. And anyway, this is episode 273 tonight here, Vin. And it was Vin that suggested this topic here. And this topic is why do new games grab us? And I actually titled the show, "Oh, Look, a Squirrel," because that's kind of what it is we're playing our games, our favorite games, if you will. And then all of a sudden you try something new. And it doesn't have to be like a brand new game that just come out, but if it's something that's new to your table, and why does that grab us? And that's what we're going to be talking about here tonight in episode 273. Now, before I got some housekeeping. Every now and then, Vin, we have to do some housekeeping here on the show. We have to make things tidy, okay? So a couple of things here first off, before we get to what we're playing and then the of the show. Kevin Thomas has put out a pretty cool new Facebook group called Code and Dice. And it's about sports sim developers that create some things on the computer, maybe helpers and things like that. It looks like he was working on an app of football play creator. So when you play an app of football, you can hit a button and it calls up to play. So check that out if you want to check that out on Facebook. Code and Dice is the group, and look for Kevin Thomas over there. I've been kind of sniffing around a little bit. I don't know how to do some of that stuff. But then again, Vin, if I'm creating score sheets and stuff, I guess maybe I am kind of doing that.
Well, you're a better man than me then, because that's why I always sat in the back of the class. Nope. Those guys are something short of NASA. Like, take Mike Ignatowski. Come on.
Oh my gosh, yeah, that one.
Like
Yeah,
a rocket scientist with his.
And Keith, who designed the spreadsheets for Hockey Bones and Apple Hockey. I don't know how he does it, but I can't do anything with it. So every now and then I'll send it to him and say, Keith, can you add this? Or Keith, can you add that? Or can you fix this? And like 20 minutes later, he sends it back to me. And then of course I share it with everybody.
Yeah.
But there's some
like
people
walking into Harvard right now, like 3 months of high school. I went, let me go to Harvard and see what I could do. No, I can't.
Yeah.
So great.
Everyone's got their thing. That's kind of how I look at it. Everybody's got their thing. In Colorado, during the PlayCon, when I was on the panel, it was Clay Dresslock from Season Ticket. He asked me, he says, do I have any thoughts about creating my own game? And that's not my thing.
No,
I'm not a game creator, and I've sat down so many times, like, how would I even begin this? And I would just like start copying other games because I wouldn't know how to set it up from scratch and set up formulas and all that stuff there. So I told him, I says, my expertise, and if you want to call it that, is reporting. And that's what I do. I report. I talk about things. I report what other people are doing. And I'm a good sounding board. So if you have an idea, you can bounce it off of me, and I'll throw you my 2 cents. And I've done that with many games since I've been doing the show here. People bounce ideas off me, and I get back to them and says, here's what I would do, and here's what I would change. And a lot of my ideas make it into the game. So I'm better at that than I am. Clay could sit down and design a game tonight. If you said, hey, Clay, design me a game that has a pen making circles on a pad of paper, he could design that game for you. It's just kind of how he thinks, and ST too. ST could design a game, and probably, to drop a hat. Myself, it's just, that's not my creativity. My creativity is in other ways. But everybody does their thing.
Yeah. Well, I'll be 64 in September, and I'm still searching for my whatever it is.
It's never too late. It's never too late. You never know what's going to happen. Maybe it's the grill. I heard you were grilling. I heard you were grilling up some things last weekend.
I like to grill. I do. Okay, I guess, but it has nothing to do with gaming. So I'd like to be something good at gaming.
Now, the other thing I want to bring up, so after we talked about Kevin's group there, is I want to talk about just a small little rebuttal. We're going to have a full rebuttal show coming up here in the last episode when we talked about I don't like my results. Um,
Oh, stick around for that chat. Dave's gonna have a little egg on his face, but
well, not
he's okay with
necessarily.
it.
I went back to the 49 highlight hockey, which is
Did you?
Grant Fine's game. Yeah, funny. So I played the highlight game and I was getting crazy scores as I talked about. So I went to the full game and that was better, and I really enjoyed the full game. But I wanted to go back to the highlight game and say, okay, I need to go back to the highlight game and find out what's going on with this. So I did. I went back to the highlight game and I probably played, I don't know, 10 or 15 games now. My scores are a lot better. They're a lot more in line. And these games I've been playing have been fantastic, just fantastic. And I played some games that were blowouts, and I got blowouts. I played some close games. I played some overtime games. So now that I play, but to be fair to me, we talked about one of the things on the last show. We talked about giving it more time
Yes.
because I had only played a couple of games. I was like, wow, 7-7 and 7-5 and 8-5. It's like, this is just tons of goals. But now that I played 10 or 15 games, my scores are a lot better. I could have been playing it wrong too, because when I was learning the game, it's quite possible that I was doing something wrong. But I will say that now that I played more of the games, and this is the highlight version, because Grant was emailing me. He's like, Dave, my score is right in line. Here's all my data, and here's my this, and I'm playing this season. It's right in line. And I wasn't doubting them, but it's just my results were way off the chart. Well, now after playing about 10, 15 games, they're not off the chart anymore. They're right in line. In fact, I've been playing a ton of the highlight hockey because it only takes me about 20 minutes to a half hour. If I'm streaming, it takes longer, obviously. But I think I timed myself at about 6 minutes a period if I really kind of got down to it and played. So I can play a game in 20 minutes if I chose to. I tend to try to enjoy the game rather than race through it, if you will. Yeah, so the highlight hockey has come around. I can't wait to get back to the full game now. But I've really been enjoying the highlight hockey because how quick it plays. And
Well,
it's
I will say this. I know, in your defense, being a hockey guy like I am, Joe Cards, like PJ, a lot of us, you wanted that game to work for you. And now you love it. And I see why, because I just started playing it yesterday. Yes, so I could understand it. Look, this has to work for me, is what you had to be going through your head, because the mechanics are so good, the components are so good, and we love Grant. So I'm glad it's working out because I'm enjoying it.
I'm glad it did too, and I'm glad that you are enjoying it. I know Joe Cards. Joe hasn't played the highlight game yet, though. Joe's been playing the full game, which is again, I like that too. What I like about the highlight game, and what's unique about this highlight game, Vin, is there's a lot of games out there that have a basic mode, an advanced, super advanced, or master, or whatever you can call it. This one here, the highlight version, really is kind of your snack pack version of the full game. A lot of these other games, they trim a lot so you can make it play faster. This really is like playing the full game. It's just condensed. So that's why I suggested you play the highlight first so you can get the mechanics down. And then when you jump into the full game, it's those mechanics, just a lot more of those mechanics because it's a longer game. And the idea that you're still checking, to see who has the puck, you're checking their ratings, all different kinds of ratings.
Yeah.
It just that's all in the highlight game too, and it's one of the fullest highlight games that I played.
100%.
And I would go so far as to say, and then we'll get on to obviously what we're playing is this, but we'll get onto that one second. I would venture to say that if someone asks me, because a lot of times people that don't do this stuff, it's like, what game would I recommend to them? I couldn't recommend like Apple football to somebody, even though it's one of my favorite games. It's an expensive game to start with, and it's a long game, and you get a lot of cards, and there's a lot to it. So I wouldn't recommend that to somebody that was starting out, if you follow this train of thought. I would recommend it. Again, we're not talking about a quicker play game like a Red Ice or Shootout or Stone Cold. We're talking like a medium play game that got plenty of meat on the bone. This is the one I would recommend. It's not that expensive. The quality of the components are great. You got team cards, which make the game fly. The fast action cards work. And realistically, you can be playing this game in 5 or 10 minutes. You just got to get used to the checks and the whole bit, and get used to the track and the whole bit, and not let that intimidate you. But this is a game I absolutely would recommend to somebody. If I was like, hey, you want to get into a hockey game, this is the one. And as
I
much as I
agree.
love Apple Hockey and Hockey Bones, you're looking at a lot of money because there's a lot of cards. You get
Right.
value for it, but if you were introducing somebody, this would be the one I think I would introduce.
Yep. Yep. Very affordable. It has everything. It has everything, and it almost feels like that full play type game. It's just, I don't know. Grant nailed it. He really did. I
You,
like it a lot. I think it's. I'd like to see have more seasons, which he'll get to. I
mhm,
didn't know he was saying today he works on other games. I didn't know non-sport stuff. I don't want to pick his brain and end up
mhm.
going in that route for myself. But the game moves, and you know what? You were talking too about it, and I think of matchup college football. The fast. I had an odd play card come up today with
Oh,
my.
those are fun. Those are fun.
I wasn't happy with it because it went against my Canadians, but it turned Logan Thompson into a clutch goalie, and he
Oh,
moved from.
yes, I had that too. It bumped the goalie up. Yeah.
Oh, and it hurt.
Yeah.
It hurt. It cost 2 goals,
Yep.
and we lost
Um,
by 2 goals.
here's a pro tip, okay? Here's a pro tip for someone who's been gaming like only like 1/5 the amount of time you have. Here's a pro tip,
I'll
right?
take it.
Okay. When playing a new game, take your favorite team and play the worst team. Again, every time I take a new hockey game, it's the Bruins against the California Seals. Okay, because I want to see the Bruins win. They usually do. They usually win big, and I see all my favorite players score goals. And that's how I start. I never take Bruins Canadians. It's always Bruins and the Seals. Because first off, I want to see how the bad teams do in a new
So
game.
there's a method to your
And
madness. That's
secondly,
why.
secondly, I really like playing, my favorite team and having them win in my first go. Because we did a whole show, Ron and I, many years ago about first impressions. When you play a game, if you have a good experience, that's a good first impression. So when your team can win and win by several goals, that's a pretty good first impression. Whereas if I went and played a team and got killed, now I'm not too happy with that. So that's a pro tip for me. Always play your favorite team against like the worst team you can find,
I'll
and
write
just
that
just
down.
and just get through that. So yeah.
So
So there's
instead, taking on the best team in the NHL last year was not a good idea
no, you don't want to do
because
that.
we could get swept. We
Yeah, because
could
then you
get
get all
swept.
emotional upset about it. But anyway,
But it
so
did prove how good the game is because I can't wait to get back to game 3.
yeah, I know, right,
Yeah,
right. Now I'll tell you.
yeah.
So when we get into what we're playing, I'll tell you what I'm doing. So let's get into what we're playing, and then right before that, we'll talk about what's in the chat room. But anyway, here we go. All righty. So again, we are live tonight on YouTube. It's July 16th. I think it's a Wednesday night here. And we got Sean in the chat room. Thanks for coming by, Sean. And Turnbull, who, Vin, the other night, I showcased the Summit Series for Red
Mm,
Ice. Yeah. So if you like the Summit Series from 1972 with Russia and Canada, I,
who
I
don't?
I kind of gave John a little nudge. John, this is it's only 2 teams, and it's hard to rate 2 teams with just 8 games. But I said this would be fun to play, and he dropped that on me one day. He sent me a message. He goes, "Dave, I got them ready to go." And so we showed them off on the channel. So that was kind of nice to see. Thank you, John. I've had some fun with that one. My score is pretty good too. They've been battling with the Russians. I think it's 1-1 in my series right now. Dave's
Nice.
Board Gaming comes by. Rowdy Tundra, thanks for coming by. And who's going to be 5th? I think Phil stops in at number 5. And rounding out the set here, Joe Cards comes by. There's another one, but he's been hitting the 49 hockey really hard too. That's good to see. Really happy to see that.
Plus, he's
And
been home by himself, so it's like letting out the monkey out of a cage. You gotta. His wife's gonna have to rope him back in when she gets back.
yeah, I was 5 minutes late. I was getting the pineapple pizza going. I'll tell you why I was late in just 1 second here. Barbara comes by as well. Good to see Barbara here. And
Hey,
Joe
Bob.
says he's finishing up a game of 49 highlights right now. Barbara is the 69th giggity. Tom comes by the replay dugout. Thanks for coming by. And Christopher is here as well. So again, we're going to get your thoughts on here in the chat room as well. We want to hear everybody's chat messages on this as well. AP and Arnold Hunter, good to see. DB comes by. Happy Wednesday. Yep. Happy Wednesday to you. And anybody else in here that just might have jumped in that I'm not seeing here? Oh, Scott. Scott comes by. Scott's been playing the bank shot basketball, which I need to get back to because I want to play that ABA co-op thing.
Yeah.
That's what I want to do. So anyway, and Tim comes by. Yeah, Tim says he thinks the squirrel analogy is spot on. Over the last few months, he's gone from gung ho with season ticket baseball to field day to action PC to football manager. He's got a whole list of games here. Yes, it does. Isn't
Please,
that?
Anybody, don't mention any names to games to because he'll jump on that one next. That's how
what
it
we're going to
works.
be talking about. Fenner comes by. Good to see you, Fenner. And our buddy Ryan. Ryan comes by. He's tuning into the chat from the Philly versus Montreal. Is that a hockey game?
No, soccer.
No.
You love that game.
He's gonna slip the soccer in just like Marco did, right?
I thought you were gonna go with him.
Right. Bob's Tabletop comes by. Ben Crowbeard. Haven't talked to you in a while. Thanks for coming by. Jason here, as well as Duffer Man. Oh, we got a whole host here. And Robert comes by. You're gonna be at the Hall of Fame this year. Because if you are, Mike was streaming last night, so that was good news for me. Mike Canistrari. So then back in the gaming. So all right. So what have we been playing here? I'll start this week, Vin. Do you know what I've been playing? I've been playing Power Washing Manager, which is the real life. There's a Power Washer game that I play, but this is the real life power washing thing. So I waited till today. It was 90 degrees outside. I dug out the hose and the power washer, and I said I'm going to start with the shed, and then I'll do my deck. Well, I go to the shed, and the shingles are covered with algae. It's broccoli green looking algae. And I'm like, man, I really should do that. And I heard you can blast it off with a power washer. So I got on my ladder and I went up, and I couldn't get the very top, but I got the lower side, if you will, because it's like 4 sets of shingles. It's like the left and right and the top, and then there's another set that goes down. So I got the lower set, and it looks good. They all look brand new now, but it took me like almost an hour and a half just to do that small section of shingles, because that stuff was on there. It's been on there a long time. And I'm covered. Okay, I look like I just come out of a broccoli festival. I get like just green stuff all over me. My shirt's soaked. My glasses are soaked. I had my phone in my pocket playing music. I'm like, well, I got to take that out before it gets soaked. So power washing's fun, but you get soaked and you get dirty. And then I ended up doing the rest of the shed there, just going around. It's all white again, so it looks really good. The wife comes home. Did you do the shed? Dude, it's white. I showed her before pictures. It was green. Now it's white. I said, what do you mean did I do the shed? Oh, my gosh. So my arms are killing me. I will not be going to the gym tomorrow for sure. I should take some Advil or something. That's how sore I am. I come in, I showered because I think I took off everything like when I walked in the door. I was like, I just need to shower right now because I get broccoli everywhere. So, but it came out good. It was fun. I think I took some before and after pictures, so it definitely looks good. But it was quite the workout. And I never got to the deck, obviously. After 2.5 hours of the shed, that was fine. But I like power washing. I'll watch power washing videos on YouTube just to relax because they come out so nice when you know, the before and after pictures. I do like that. So I've been doing the power wash thing in real life. But as far as the tabletop, I've been hitting a lot of the highlight hockey. Do you know what I've been doing is I have the Excel sheets for all the seasons I have. And so I've been going in and finding go in the schedule and find a game. Like I like the blowouts because I like to play them. So I found a 70-71 game between Chicago and the California Seals that was 9-0. Okay. And so I got those lineups off of Hockey Reference. And so I go to the spreadsheet and I see who played in the game. And then I just recreate that in the spreadsheet. Now, I don't know who played on what line. Okay, that I don't know. But everyone has ratings, so I tend to put the better ratings in the first line. So if you're missing your first line winger, then I see who played in the game that's not on the list and either drop him there or look, maybe move the second line winger up in something like that. So it's actually kind of a mini game doing that. It's like, okay, so I'm missing this guy, and this guy, and I got to bring in these 3 guys. This guy's definitely a fourth liner. So he goes to the fourth line. The fourth line guy slides up, and maybe this guy's good enough to slide in over here. So it's kind of fun building your lineup. It takes me like 20 minutes or so, depending how many guys are missing. Well, I think I did a Bruins game the other day, and they were missing like 1 guy. So I only had to replace one guy. So it took me 5 minutes.
Right,
But
right.
the Seals, they had a lot of guys had to replace in the whole bit. So anyway, so I printed out Chicago, California, and I know it's a lot of work for one game. So I've been playing a couple of games. And now that I have those teams, I can play in the full game too, because I've been playing the highlight version. So if I want to play the full game, I can play the full game.
Right.
So that 9-0 game ended up being 7-1. I think that's pretty darn good.
Spot on.
Yep. And you know
Spot
what's
on.
nuts is the goalie for the Seals. Now I don't know if PJet's here or not, but he'll know this. The goalie was the third string goalie. His name was Bob Snedden. Bob Snedden.
Wow.
Okay. Now in 49 hockey, they have a normal rating, a rebound rating, and a clutch rating. That's what the goalies have. And then you can also be shaky, good, or what's the other one that you get on the team? It's solid. Okay, so there's three
Right.
skills that you can be, if you will, ratings or whatever you can be. Most of the time, you're going to roll, good, and he's right in the middle, or normal is what it is. Bob Snedden. Now, in the highlight game, you use their rebound, not their normal. And the rebound is usually less than the normal save rating, okay? Because you've already made a save, and now there's a better chance on a rebound. Kind of like strat hockey. The rebounds are better than the normal shots. So Bob Snedden, I didn't even have to roll the dice to see what he was, Vin, because his rebound rating was 0 across the board. You didn't even need to roll the 12-sided dice when Chicago took a shot, because he had no chance of saving it on his end.
Holy cow.
And you wouldn't believe how many times I just needed a 13 to score a goal in the 20-sided die, and I'd roll 15 or 17 or something like that. It was amazing.
So
It should have been a higher scoring game, but again, 7-1. I'll take 7-1 when it was a 9-0 game.
Oh, yeah.
But it was like, man, imagine that, a 0 rating. And it's like,
Wow.
well, they have no way. They can't win the game. I think they went up 1-0. They got the opening faceoff, and California scored on Tony Esposito, but that was it. And every time that Chicago touched the puck, again, I was rolling high, but so if they had,
that's the year he had 12 shutouts too, I think. He must have had good numbers, Esposito.
yeah, he should have shut him out. But that first play, I just rolled just right. I think I rolled like a 3 and a 13, and that was good enough for a goal or something like that. But yeah, so I've been playing a lot of the 49 highlight hockey. I want to get back to the full game, but the highlight is so good on its own, and it plays, like I say, about 20 minutes to a half hour. I'm cranking out these games. And so I'll stay up late at night, and I'll print out a couple of rosters, and I'll play a game before I go to bed, and then the next day I'll play it again. So I'm like, well, I want to get more than one game on. I spent 45 minutes creating these rosters, so I want to get more than one game. And so that's what I've been doing. I've been kind of putting them together, and then I put together some playoff rosters. So what I'm going to do for playoffs is I want to look who played in the series, because if you go to Hockey Reference, you can click on who played in the series and put the 18 guys that played the most games. That's what it's going to be, because there's a few guys. There was one team that had 24 guys that played in the series, and one guy played one game, another guy played one game. And it's like, how crazy do I want to get setting my lineups? Do I really want to do it for every single game? And I said, no, I'm going to fill it in with the 18 guys that played the most games, fill up my roster, and then I have the one sheet for each team for the playoffs. And
But the prep is fun. We
It
do
is
like
fun.
our prep, We
we do.
like setting up. Yeah. So
and I could use the cards. I could print out the team cards and use the cards. And I haven't tried that yet, but the team cards, and you have everybody on there, it's just so easy to slide the pegs around, and the game plays so fast. If I had to shuffle cards around like Apple or Hockey Bones, it would take a lot longer to play the game, even though I could have exact lineups, if you will. So, but that's what I've been doing, is I've been creating rosters in Excel and then printing them out, and I put the special teams on the back. And I have the goalies on there too. I know the people on the podcast can't see this, but on the YouTube video they will. I put my goalies, on the back, the front and the back. So I have all my goalies right there. So I don't even need the goalie cards. So when I print out my
That's
teams,
a good idea.
yeah. Because in Excel, the goalies are there, so you can just grab the goalie image, drop it on to your Excel sheet, and then print that at the bottom. So now I don't even need the goalie cards.
Smart.
So that's what I do with that. And I'm trying to think if there's anything else I played here. I think I snuck in a game of baseball in the midst of all this. But I did play a couple of games of the 81, 82 co-op hockey thing that's going
Mhm.
on, and I printed out a couple of. I think I printed out Toronto, Colorado, and L.A. And Toronto played Colorado in the first game. Then the next night they played LA. So I'm like, well, the Toronto lineup was exactly the same. So I was like, well, I have the roster. Let me just kind of play back-to-back games. And so I played a couple of games and had some fun with it. Lanny McDonald had a big game, so it was kind of fun to see Lanny playing. And so that's about it. A lot of the 49 highlight hockey. I need to get back to the full version, but I am so enjoying the highlight version.
I could see it.
I
I could
really
see
am.
it.
Now, once I go back to the full game, I'll be like, oh, yeah, this is great. Now it's going to take me over an hour to do this. And I really get involved with all the stuff. But it's been super, super fun, this 49 hockey. So I'm glad I stuck with it. I'm glad I didn't give up on it. I'm glad I'm playing it. And it's been fun. Oh, the other thing I picked up, Vin, again here on the podcast, I picked up 100 multicolor 8mm wooden cubes.
I saw
And
that.
so it's just this little box. I searched Amazon. I posted a picture on Facebook, and it's got all these different colors. So now I'm using the different colors for the different teams.
Mhm.
So instead of having orange for visitor and blue for home on your track here, I can now have the team colors. And for me, that's part of the immersion is to
Yeah.
kind of do that there. I think they were like $12 or $13 on
Yeah, I
Amazon or
saw it.
something like that.
I was ready to do it. I like it.
Yep. And so now, and they're the exact same size as the one that Grant sent you. So now I have all the Grants plus all mine with all the different colors. So I get, I was using yellow for the Bruins and green for the North Stars. And to me, it just adds to the fun of it, is what it
Yep.
does.
Yep.
And I'm
I
looking
like
around
it.
here to see what I got here. No, I think that's all I've been playing there, aside from the power washing. And I've been, like I say, doing a lot here with the 49 hockey. And again, the prep has been half the fun. Is I'll just sit here and just look at the, and when you print them out, that's the roster for the game. So I feel pretty confident going in that someone that didn't play in the game is not going to get a point, if you know what I mean, because
Right.
because I have the guys that only played in the game on my list, and that's how I like to play. I do, and but a lot of games that have the team cards, you really can't work around that. But in this game, because he sends you the Excel files and you can manipulate those, you really can do what you want to do with these team cards. And I'm using some 80-pound bright white paper, and they're so
Nice.
smooth that the pegs slide really nice on this paper. So yeah, I've been having fun playing that and setting that up, is what I've been doing. So now you, along with what you're playing, you had a little gathering, didn't you? Tell us about that.
We did, and we had a lot of fun. We had a
Okay.
lot of fun. So we had 6 of us, 5 guys came. Ray Barrett and Ryan from Philadelphia, Joe Cods and Phil from Staten Island, and Tom Schwarzer, who I've known, long time. He's in Jersey, but another Philadelphia fan, so I was kind of surrounded. Philadelphia fans, Mets fans. I didn't know where to hide, but it went well. It went well. We had a really good time. We had a little 9-hole history maker golf tournament that Joe created cards for all of us. No weaknesses. We could have played on tour with those cards. We were that good. I showed them all matchup college football. I knew they would. They all liked it. As a matter of fact, Joe pulled the trigger on, I don't know if it was just the one fast action deck. I'll get him to get the other two. The other guys, it's an investment. They're not big college guys, so I could understand that. But they did enjoy the game. What else did we do? There was some hockey afterwards. Ryan had 49 quick decks, and he had never played it before. And I was trying to go off of the videos I've watched. So we kind of clunk it around a little bit, but we got the gist of it. It just gave me the appetite, like I couldn't wait for mine to come. We hung out a while, and we had a lot of conversation too, just like at the convention. Talking about real stuff. Guys got to know each other just a little bit better. And, I encourage people to do that when you're hanging around people you haven't met. And because we have this common bond that we all thought, man, I must be like I know I'm the only one in the neighborhood. Probably the only one in the state.
Yeah.
Does anybody else do this?
Right. Yeah. Very few. It's hard to find them too, because everyone's in their little world here,
And when you get around to them, you find out that we're more than just gamers,
Yeah.
and we're all a little odd, you know?
Yeah,
It's
we
like
are.
a book I have, it's titled "Everyone's Normal Till You Get to Know Them," and, it's a good book, though,
Yeah.
it's a good book, and it's true, we all have these
Yeah.
issues, and of the 5 friends that came, the 6 of us just becoming a lot closer,
Yeah, that
a
was
lot
great.
closer.
Should we spill the beans of what we were talking about offline about after Canton?
We
About
weren't farting, right?
no,
Oh, that was another conversation.
about Connecticut? Kind of a mini.
Oh, yeah, well, hey, listen, can't hurt.
Yeah, we were talking about maybe trying to get together at that same hotel in Connecticut for maybe just a night. I don't know, and see if they'll let us use the office room. So instead of renting out that room, which is incredibly expensive, if maybe if we got enough rooms rented, they'd let us just kind of use that big office room. And I think if we just got like 6 or 7 of us, we could fill that room and just have a good time. So we're kicking that around. We're kicking that
Mhm.
around. It's nothing definite yet, but we're kind of thinking before the snow starts
Yes.
flying. So like October, early November, maybe before the holidays, one last little get together. And that place seemed to kind of work. And if they could let us use the room, I mean, they really enjoyed having us there. So that's something we're kind of kicking around. It's not a definite, but it just a chance to kind of hang out one more time before we go into the holiday season.
Yeah, and
Is
if we
what we're
did get snowed in, we just go crash at Mike's house.
That's right. Yeah, we're right there, right? And
Why not?
I last time he didn't have hot water, but I'm kind of hoping that would be fixed if we showed up, right?
We're gamers. We don't need hot water. What are we gonna wash?
A shower? What's a
Come
shower?
on, come on. We're
Right?
too busy. It's double overtime playing hockey. Can't shower.
That's right. So aside from the meetup, what have you been playing on the table?
Well, too have been playing highlights. 49 highlights. Is that what the full game name of it? Highlights hockey.
49 highlight hockey yep, and then
Yeah,
49 quick decks is the full game.
yeah. I'm gonna dig into the full version soon. But like you said, it's hard to pull away from the highlights.
Yeah.
Yeah, and being hockey guys, it's addictive. I think last night I finished. I finally ordered every season from Grant. Now I need him to put out more. Um, why we do that, I don't know. But
I'm kind of hoping that like a lot of us are playing the game now and ordering the seasons. Sometimes that gives them a little incentive to make more seasons.
yeah, and I did speak to him about it, so he definitely wants to. I do have Bank Shot on the table, continuing my not multiple games. I'm using 2 games. I'm using Highlight Maker Hoops Prime Time and Bank Shot to replay the 95-96 Eastern Conference Finals with the Magic and the Bulls. And in that real series, the Bulls swept them,
Ooh.
but Orlando came back in game 1 on the road and already won that. So this is going to be interesting. And they're leading after the first quarter. But as we'll lead into our conversation, when the 49 highlights showed up, I bailed out on Shaq and Michael and brought the game upstairs.
I know,
So,
right? So,
yeah, yeah.
well, should we get into that conversation yet?
Let's do it.
All right. All righty. So we're getting to today's topic, which is, oh, look, a squirrel. That's what we're calling the show. And basically, we were talking about early in the pregame show is when you get a new game. Okay, we're always excited to try a new game. Now, whether new is like brand new, just come out, or like a red ice or something like that, or whether it's something that's been out a year that you're just getting to, it could even be something as old as Apera Strat or Status Pro that you just never played and it's new to you. And so Vin brought this up because why do new games grab us? Why is it, there's obviously the honeymoon phase, but not every game is going to work for everybody, right? Sometimes the game just doesn't work for you.
Right.
So, so Vin, why don't you start with us here? So why is it that new games grab us?
I was talking to Jamie today too on the phone. He's like, well, because it's new and we all like kids. Let's face it. I don't care who you are. You're playing games. We have that little kid mentality that we want everything of everything that we play. And I mean, I went on a rant about the post office delivering a game like late. give me a tracking number, and they're not honoring it, and I'm like, my nose pressed against the window, and I'm like, it's not like I don't have enough to keep me occupied. If I never got another game, I could play for the rest of my life and not play what I have.
I know,
But if
right?
that game's coming, I'm waiting and I'm waiting. And my wife's like, "Is something wrong with you?" I said, "I know. What do you want me to tell you? I know there's something wrong with me, but I love it. I love it. And you can't wait to see just how it works, what it feels like, to look at the components. You hear
Hmm.
so much about the game, and that's what gets me. I hear game guys talking. That's what happened with Bank Shot. I hear guys talking about it. Then I watched you play a little, and I went dap crazy, ordered everything, and I love it. I love the game. It's
For
all
me,
nice and organized. Look, see behind me,
yeah, I like the
right?
shelves behind you there. So people that are listening on the podcast, Vinny's got his shelves up and it's all organized. And maybe you can show Tebow how you did that, so he can organize his area. Tebow's area is a mess,
I don't know if I have enough room for that. Need another house.
right? But anyway, one of the things I like about new games is trying to figure them out. And it's things I've talked about here on the channel before and on the podcast before. There's always this little challenge to playing a new game and trying to figure it out and get it right. And there's um there's a challenge there, and when you defeat that challenge, when you slay the boss, there's a little sense of pride there that you figured the game out. And you read the instructions, you look at the cards, and you're trying to figure out what the developer was going with in his thinking here. And when you get that and you figure it out and the game's going smooth, there is a sense of accomplishment in figuring out a new game. So for me, that's what grabs me is the challenge of trying to learn this new game. When you get it, and at least you get
Mhm,
the game moving, and then you can kind of chip away around the rough edges, if you will. I really enjoy learning the game. That's the first thing I like.
mhm.
Once in a while, though, a game comes up and it just hits home. It really does. And I didn't think this game, the 49 highlight hockey or the quick text hockey, was going to do it for me because I saw the track and all the pegs and the pieces, and I was like, oh man, that looks really confusing. And how I'm going to set this up, but it really wasn't. And once you sit down and play a couple of minutes, you see what the track does and how it factors into the game, and it's a welcome part of the game. And this just kind of shot up to the top of my list somehow. And I don't know if it's because it was a new game and it's like, oh look, it's new, a squirrel, or if it was just because the game was that good.
Yeah, it is that good. It
And I
is.
think it is because I played some games, over the years, and I had some fun with them, but then they just kind of faded away, and just I haven't gone back to them. They never quite reached the top of the point where they stay on my table on a regular basis. They were good and I had some fun with them, and then they kind of faded away. And I'll pick them up once in a while because I don't think I have a bad game in my arsenal of games um, at all. But there's some I just prefer to play more than others, and
Sure.
sometimes, and that's why I like trying new games too, is because you never know. Never know. Like I could have said, something. I got my Apple Hockey, my Hockey Blast, and if I want to play a quicker game, I got Shootout and Red Ice, and I got the Stone Cold Hockey, and then I got my Quick Play games. If I want some quicker, says I don't need another hockey game,
Right.
but you don't know if you don't try that game how it's going to work for you, and that it might just turn into something that's pretty darn good.
Yep.
And what this game does, and again, I don't want to turn it into a 49 highlight hockey show. Um, it does things that are very different than all the other hockey games that I have. And that's what I like about this is that it's not the same old, same old. It's a very different game, but it still works very good for me. And it's not going to get me the same thing that Apper or Hockey Bones does because those are different games. Now
Right.
they're
Right.
very similar games, by the way, and I like them each for different reasons. And said that many times. This is just such a unique way of playing it, but I think it's easy. I think it's actually quite easy and it's quite fun.
The more you play it too, and I'm finding that out because when you're first learning it, it's not flowing like a hockey game. Like bank shot just feels like basketball. It
Oh
just
yeah,
flows.
yeah, it does. Yeah,
Very easy to learn. But now, as I'm playing more and I'm able to read through the cards, it's flowing. It's feeling like hockey. You
Mhm.
know, you got that card, you check in against and the ratings just bring out the players so well. Like I can't stand Tom Wilson, but he made a huge play. Like it referred to the guy with the high hit on the ice. He got it.
Mhm.
And then in the ensuing play, he scored the goal. And I was like, well, that's Tom Wilson. That pain in the neck that he is. But I was like, wow, that just, it worked. And it felt like a sequence in hockey. So there's very few games that I play now that I feel like I can go back and forth with matchup college football forever. That game just nails it. The ratings of the players that brings them out to who they really are. You have all of that back and forth, offense against defense, a running back challenging a defensive lineman. This game is doing that. It's just the key. Take your time, like you were telling me, read the cards. Once you get familiar with it, like I watch Grant's videos, he blows through it. It feels like hockey. It's got
Mhm.
the hockey flow. Because if it doesn't have a hockey flow, I don't want nothing to do with it. I mean, what's the sense of playing hockey?
Yeah. Do you know what's fun about a new game? No matter what the game is you can watch the videos on YouTube and you can read the instructions, but once you get it on your table and you start playing it, and you play a game or two of the whole way, then you go back and you watch the videos again and you read the instructions again, it makes so much more sense
Mm-hmm.
because now that you've played it, you have an idea what they were talking about. Like you watch a game, video, to death, and it's
Right.
like, well, yeah. But once you get it on the table and you start running, and then you go back to the video and like, oh, I know what he was saying here. Oh, I get this now, and this is why he did that. And when you go back and watch, I've gone back several times to watch some people play. Whether it's Grant or Gallimore playing the game there, just in fall. It's like, oh, it makes so much more sense. It's almost like you kind of fight through the first part of the game, and then, okay, and then you go watch the videos, like, oh, then boom, it's like now that I
Mm-hmm.
get it, and then I went back and actually read the instructions too. I was like, oh yeah, I didn't pick up on that, and I didn't pick up on this and this, and I did the same thing with bank shot.
Yes.
I wrestled with that for a while, and then I kept reading instructions and asking questions, and then it went shot up to the top of my table too, and um,
Well, let
I
me give you a pro tip. Instructions are important. Just say, I'll leave it at that. Instructions are
I
important.
would say, yeah, they're up there. They're up there on the list of doing. Yeah,
Yeah.
reading
Yeah.
instructions is a big thing. Yeah, and I
Speaking
agree
of
with that.
instructions, didn't we just find out something with Bang Shot? With the fast break? With
Yeah,
the
I think
scoring?
I messed.
When
I
it was
messed.
held up?
Yeah, it was Scott that brought that up.
Yeah.
Is he was asking me some questions, and I was trying to help him out, and I gave him the wrong answer. I says, because when you
Nice.
do a fast break, because you flip the action card, which is the timing card, and it says fast break. So then
Right.
you go to the fast break. If the fast break is held up, you're supposed to use that same card. I didn't pick up
Right.
on that. I've been
Right.
flipping another card every
That's
time a
why
fast break is
Scott's
held
the
up.
man. That's
Yes,
why Scott's the man, and we're just here to follow him.
and that's why it's great to talk to people because sometimes somebody will pick up that because you get going to, and I'm cruising through the game like, oh, I got this, no big deal, and then something comes up like that, and you're like, oh, I've been doing that wrong.
Yeah. And you think about it, that's a point or 2 or
It
3
could
here.
be. It could be. It could, that's an action card that could lead to a couple of points or so, yeah, or a
Yep.
foul or something. And
Yep.
so, yeah, so I was playing that wrong. In fact, I need to go back and when I pull this out again and play it, I need to make sure that I do that correctly. Was what I need to do. So aside from learning it and having that accomplishment, and when you go back again, you read the directions and you watch the videos, and that really kind of solidifies what you're doing. Um, and then you get on to whether it's Delphi or uh, Facebook, and you ask questions, and oh boy, I can imagine that Joe Bryan and Grant Fines were pulling their hair out with me because I was asking so many questions on bank shot and so many questions on 49 highlight. I just because, but that's a good thing though because that means it's on my table.
Of course.
Because
Of
if
course.
I got frustrated with a game and I had all these questions and I put it away,
Right.
that's when you need to worry because when I stop
Yeah.
asking questions, that means that I'm not playing it anymore, and then
Right.
it's like, okay, I don't need to ask questions anymore because it's not on my table.
Right.
So this never left the table. So I'm like, okay, what do I have here? What's going on here? What happens with this? And there was a couple of plays that you get to, and it's like, well, what do I do here? You can do A or B, and then they say, well, you can do either one. If you want to do A, you can do A. If you want to do B, do B, or roll a decide or die. I think one of the things is, when something happens, what do you do here? And both, Joe and Grant said, we're not going to break the game if you do it either way.
Right.
So don't worry about that, and I do that a lot too. I'll overthink things, and I'll be like, oh, what about this? And sometimes it's like, let me just go with it. And it's so much more enjoyable when you just kind of, okay, I'm going to do it this way.
Right. Right. As long
And
as you're
then,
consistent across the
yeah,
board.
and then you find out that it's not what you're doing is not terrible anyway.
Right.
It's something really minor. Is
Right.
what that is.
Right. I had a conversation with Phil. He's taking on learning a new football game, and I told him the key: don't overread into it. It's face value. Take the game for what it is. Read what it is, and that's exactly how you play it. And if that's a problem, you call me. You know. But yeah, a lot of times we just look into. I had a lot of that when I first started playing second season. Somebody asked the question today too. It was, well, is this player a one? If he's not a one, but
Oh,
yet he's a
I
two,
saw that.
yeah. But I could see that, you know.
And that's how I would overthink it. Now, I always played that.
Hmm.
That is the tight end a one. Well, I would take that to be, is he at least a one? But it didn't say that. It said, is he a one? Now, what if he's a two? If he's a zero, which I guess is bad, but what if
Hmm.
he was a two?
Right.
Which means he's better than a one, but it didn't ask that. It said, and people were kind of split on that.
Yes.
People
Yeah.
were split. Some people said, no, if it says one, it's one. And other people like, no, you just finding out if he's at least a one.
Yeah.
And I
That's
can
the
see
rule.
both ways.
It is the rule, though. And I was confused at first too, but it was early. It was in like the testing stage of it, 100 years ago. So I had Keith's ear constantly. He didn't have his 700 games that he's got now, and he was, and he's still accessible. I don't know how he does it, but I was able to get back and forth with him.
So if it's a one, it's either yes or no. It's not a one or greater, right?
Yeah, yeah.
Interesting. So
Mhm.
that means you could almost be too good on a play, and it wouldn't
No,
work on.
no. If he's better than a one, if he's a one or better,
Oh,
is
okay,
what it
okay.
is. If he's a one or better, then the
Yeah,
play
because
is
in
in
that
favor.
situation there, you're asking, can he make the play or not? And if he's a one or better,
Right,
he will. But I can see how someone be like, well, what do I do if he's better than a one? So I can see
right,
that.
right. But it wouldn't make sense because if a one can make the play, well, a two has to make the play.
Well, you would think, yeah, but maybe
You
they
know.
were too good and they overran the play or something like that. I don't know, but yeah, I would play it that way. ST comes by, ST Patrick, Sports and Magazine, says that's a great argument for team sheets. It's funny though, we can't imagine a team sheets games without team sheets, and we can't imagine card games without cards. The creative choice fits well. I would agree with that. There's some games like season ticket, football. Like I like my team sheets, and
Hmm.
there's other things like Apple football that I like the cards, and the same with Solitaire Pro Football. You get the team sheets, and I think it's when you play a game that has a team sheet, you're kind of tuned into that you've said, okay, that's how it's going to be. And then when you play a game with the cards, you kind of like, okay, well, I'm playing with cards.
100%.
Grant gives you both with a hockey game. You can play cards or you can play the team sheets.
Yeah.
But whereas you can manipulate the team sheets just play so much easier than doing the cards. Now again, you take the time flipping the cards. You've now put that into preparing your team sheet, if you will. So
Hmm.
if you want to play this as played, yes, you do need to put the time in the beginning rather than during the game. But now you have that lineup and you never have to change it. So anytime you want to play that game, you have that lineup. And that doesn't mean I want to have 200 team sheets of a team. I don't want that either. But I think for playoffs, what I'm going to do with the 49 again is take my top 18, put them on the card, and then play it out. And again, this is my tabletop. It's really not that serious.
That's the way it goes. And you know what's good too, though? I mean, obviously for the 70, 71, it's not. But for the seasons that started keep time on ice, you can figure out who the guy played on the first line or who played on the third line when you look at the game. But you have to be more current to find that information. But, like you said, I don't know who played on the first no, not in 70, 71. You're not gonna know who filled in there.
Hmm.
But I forget when Time of Ice started. My brain's like scrambled eggs. But if you could get those and you play those playoff games, you'll be able to say, "Oh yeah, look at the three plays, the same as the guy played on the first line or the second line." So yeah, it's an interesting way you do it. And like I said, our prep is our fun too. It's
Yeah.
fun. We like collating our cards. We like looking at our cards. I'm slowly setting up a payoff pitch Nolan Ryan season replay for 1973, and I'm looking at the games, trying to see who's in the lineups, and I want to see if he can match his strikeouts for that season. So the fun is in prepping too.
Yep. And Joe Cards writes in, he says, trying something new is likened to going to try a new restaurant that you've never eaten at before. You keep eating the same thing at the same place all the time becomes tasteless and boring.
Yeah, but if you
I,
go to that new restaurant and something doesn't agree with you, you're gonna puke all over yourself. Whereas a game, you could just put it on the shelf. Less messy with the game. Just saying.
yeah, yeah, it is. But like we have our favorite restaurants we go to, and we just keep going back, and I get the same thing every time because that's what I enjoy. But every now and then you do got to change it up, and you never know what you're going to find.
Mhm.
Do you know where I went today? By the way, I didn't realize it, but I was at hockey last night. I was talking to some of the guys, and they were like, "Oh, how was Colorado?" I says, "Oh, Colorado was great." It says, I kept going back to the Shake Shack. It says they had the best hamburgers. I said I did get one shake. I limited myself to one shake on the trip, but it says the hamburgers were so good. And it says, "Oh, there's one right up the street." It's like, no, I didn't think they were out here. And they're like, "Oh yeah, we got one in Boston and one over here."
Uh-oh.
And there was one that was like 15, 20 minutes away from me. And so okay, so that's where I'm going for lunch. So I grabbed the. It says we're going out to lunch, and we went to the Shake Shack. And so I had I says you got to try this. So we had the burger and the fries, and uh, I didn't get any of the shakes today. I just had a soda or whatever. But I was like, yeah. So I had the Shake Shack today. So it's been a couple weeks since I've had Shake Shack hamburger. It's too bad it's so far away because you have to go through like the wicked traffic to get to this place.
Uh,
But we tried to go like little at 10 a.m., 11 a.m. when traffic wasn't
yeah.
bad, and so we still hit traffic. So it's like she's like, "This is great, but I don't think I'm gonna try to go there much
Yeah.
because of the traffic."
I hate
Yeah.
traffic more and more and more.
Can you see that right there, Vin? Can you see this on my arm? That red mark on my arm.
What'd you do?
Okay, here's a pro tip for anybody that's power washing. If you're covered in gook from power washing, don't take
Oh,
the power washer
no.
and try to wash it off your arm.
You're lucky that's all you got.
I know. I hit it and it ripped my skin off. I was like, what was I thinking? I was tired because I was right at the end of it. I was just trying to clean up and I hit it and I was like, ow. And yeah, so I got a
That's so
nice.
dangerous. I did it once
Yeah.
in flip-flops.
Oh,
Never again, and I caught my toe, bled like a stuck pig.
oh
After
yeah.
that, boots.
It just ripped it right off. Yeah. So I'm like, boy, that hurt. That really hurts. That's a little side
I
story there.
bet you I bet you could power wash one of the payoff pitch cards or bank shot and not rip them.
Oh yeah. Yeah. Those things are like tanks. Yeah.
It
Yeah.
might deflect to you. It would hit you like,
Yeah. Yeah, Joe says, wait till you get to the full hockey game. It's really detailed with hockey. It is. It's more the highlight game. It works. It really does. But the full game, it's fun too. Yeah. Dwayne comes
I'm
by.
going to Joe's house tomorrow.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, I'm going to we're gonna play a little of some of that, and then I'm gonna watch him. I'm gonna bring my matchup college football. He can do what he wants, pick out a couple of teams, and I'm gonna watch and see him play and see how he does solo and help him out from there.
Nice.
Yeah, yeah.
Nice. It's always fun. Micah says he's still overwhelmed by all the games he got in Denver. No need for anything new for a bit.
Oh
Yet.
my,
Let
come
me
on,
just
Micah.
add yet.
Yeah,
Yet. Yeah. Comma. Yet.
as soon as that last game's over, you'll be shopping again.
He said he's hooked on the matchup. That's a fun game. The matchup football. I need to put that back on the table. I'm gonna be bringing that to Ohio.
Don't talk too much about it. ST's in the room. His head's gonna get
Oh,
big.
I know. We can't do that.
No,
We
no.
can't do that. Raymond, also with the new game, I enjoy making a new score sheet. Researching the season opens up a new world of fun. Vin, that's a great point. We haven't even talked about that yet. Is when you get a new game, not only you're learning it, but maybe you try a new season, or maybe you start learning about that, and you make a new score sheet.
Mm.
I did. I created a new hockey score sheet so I could participate in the co-op project because all you need is goals, assists. You don't need penalties or anything like that, and shots on goal. So I don't even know if you do the shots on goal. No, just the goal. It's just who wins or not and how many goals he gave up. I created a real simple score sheet, and I'm loving it. And so yeah, that's part of it too is
Yeah.
creating the score sheets, researching the season. And I did so many things I didn't realize. So I set up the 80-81 playoffs between the Minnesota North Stars and the Boston Bruins. Okay. And so Minnesota had all these guys coming and going. So I said, I got to take the top 18, like I said. That way I'm not gonna create one for each game. So I'm gonna take the top 18. Do you know who played in that series for Minnesota? Jack Carlson, one of the Hanson brothers.
Really?
He was one of the Hanson brothers that he was supposed to be in the movie because he got called up. He didn't play in the movie, but Jack Carlson. Yep.
So he was giving them the lumber.
He was giving him the lumber for sure.
Oh,
But I didn't
wow.
realize that. And I don't remember Jack Carlson playing for the North Stars against the Bruins in that series because I remember watching the North Stars sweep the Bruins in 3. And that was
Wow.
kind of crazy. It really
See
was.
those little nuggets you find, you know? Like I
But
told
that's a
Mike.
good point by Ray, though. We research, we look, and it's just like, man, this is just great,
Yeah. Yeah.
learning
Yeah.
about learning about the game, learning about the season. And the other thing too is finding other people that playing the game with you that are new to it. Like you're new and Joe Card's a little bit new and a few other people have picked up the highlight and the same with the bank shot. A lot of people picking up bank shot and we all learn together because we're all kind of new at it. And then we go to the experts and say, okay, hey, how would you guys do this? And, you get your guys that are just, that have played it 100 times and know exactly what's going on. So you kind of lean on them for some guidance and whatever. But it's fun learning a game with other people because how many times have me, you, and Joe gone back and forth in our chat and it's like, oh, I just did this and this was just
Right.
great and I just did this and then you have a question about something and you're like, oh yeah, here's what it is, or oh, I'm not sure about that answer, the answer to that. But we've been like last night was it 1 a.m. we're going back and forth. I was just finishing up work and I was printing out my sheets and I was like, man, I'm setting this up for tomorrow and I can't wait to play and it's fun. So when you're learning new games, you get to talk to people and you enjoy it together as you learn it together.
Yeah. You
Is
know how
another
they
good
have the
thing.
55 and older communities? We have to have they should have game community. If you don't play games, you're not even allowed to live in there. If you play games, that's it. You can move into the community,
Yep.
and
Yep.
everybody could hook up and we would have like an awesome time. No games, that's it. You can't be there. No HOAs, just the rules committee
Yeah. Yeah.
to
We'll have
help
to.
you with the
Yep.
games. Joe
Yep.
Costa will be on that.
Yeah.
Holy
Sean
cow.
brings up a good point. He says when new games come out or are modified, he looks forward to the YouTube videos that we make. And that's another point too. Is when you got something new, it's like, hey, I can sit back and check out this new game and see what it looks like and play it, or watch somebody play it. So yeah, that's something else too when why new games grab us because we can kind of see somebody play it.
Yeah.
Scott says he just happened to have the instructions on the right page. Oh, come on, Scott, you're an expert now. I don't want to hear it.
Yeah. Yeah.
ST chimes in. He says, as the old PSA used to say, Reading is fundamental. So I don't know if that's Reading, PA or not, but. And Joe Card says, that's what's great about the Play Fury games. There's no right or wrong way to play. Yeah, let's talk about that for a minute, Vince. So we're going to play a game that's Football Fury or Fury Football, whatever it is over there, or if you're going to play the XHL from Play, which I still haven't opened yet, and I need to get into that. And Joe's been bugging me to open that and play that.
Guilty too. I haven't opened mine.
So you got a game. Maybe it's fictional teams. Maybe it's a fictional game. Maybe it's a fake game. Maybe it's whatever it is, and you can't break those games because it's not baseball. It's not football. It's not hockey. It's its own game. And so,
Yep.
what's to say if you want to play it this way? What's to say that that's right or wrong?
Yep. Yep. Theoretically, there could be 25 different versions of that game. The
Yeah.
only thing is, if I'm playing you, how do you play it? Okay, let's do that. That's it.
Yep. And that's the great thing about fictional games and fictional players is that if someone's hitting a ton of home runs, you can't say that's not realistic because he's a fictional player. You have no idea how many home runs he's supposed to hit.
Mm-hmm.
And so it kind of takes you off the hook for that. And the games too. Let's just say you're playing, Fury Football, and the first score is worth 6, but the next score is worth 5. The next one's worth 4. That's your game. You can do whatever you want with it. Like you say, as long as you're consistent,
Right.
then you can't wreck it. I mean, yeah, if you change things all the time, then to make one team win, then yeah, now you're manipulating the game. But
Yeah,
if you
that's your,
stay consistent with it, and I think that when you're playing those fictional teams and fictional games and fictional seasons, I think that's a nice. It's a nice out from being so serious with a game.
Mhm.
Is you can really just have some fun with it, and you're not under any pressure or any scrutiny from anybody when you're playing a game like that.
Unless you become Henry J. Waugh, then you're in trouble. Did you ever read that book, The Universal Baseball Association?
No,
Oh, Dave, you gotta get it. I think I lent it to Ray or
yeah,
Ryan. Oh, yeah, it's, anybody who plays these games should read it. It's called The Universal Baseball Association, Henry J. Waugh, and it's Henry J. Waugh has created his own baseball game. Dice, charts, paper. I'm not even gonna tell you too much about it, but his life just goes so deep into it.
really.
Yeah, it's a great book. You should be able to pick it up like dirt cheap, Amazon. Yeah, Micah just said he read it a few months back. Yeah, it's unbelievable book. It's
Really?
probably the best. I don't know how to word it, but it's probably the best book on that genre. Like because we relate so much to it,
Mhm.
especially guys that have had their own leagues and like the guys that love fantasy. Well, Henry J. Waugh started it. He created the names and all the players, their positions, the lives behind it. It's incredible, and
Mm,
it's not a long read. Great book, great
okay,
book.
nice. And Scott says that he tends to speed through the instructions. I do too. I
Oh,
do
we
too.
all do.
Between Bank Shot and 49 Hockey, I've gone back and I've had to like read it real slow, like because I zip through it and then you pick up things like, oh, I didn't pick up on that. I didn't pick up on this. And there's little things that are in there that you got to find. Oh, Scott said he has some poison ivy. Let me tell you, if you get the power washer, that'll take the poison ivy right off. It'll take the rest of your arm off too,
Am I throwing dice with just one hand? But yeah, yeah.
right? Right.
So, but that's interesting. Why do we read so quickly through the instructions? Because we want to get the game out and play.
I know, I know.
We just
And
want
you
to play.
and you were talking about the post office or the UPS and one of the delivery services not getting a game to you. It's just a game, and I get it, but we're excited for it. This is what we do. This is our joy here. I mean, aside from our family and okay, but our passion is this right here. I look so forward to coming down here, late at night and doing something down here, whether it's play a game or stream a game or print rosters out or keep stats for a co-op product or whatever. This is just what I enjoy doing so much.
Yes.
So when you have a new game coming in, you're all excited, or even a new season, you get all excited when that package comes in. We all talk about Christmas morning when that package arrives. It's like, oh
Yeah.
my god, you look, but when it's like it's oh now it's bounced back to it's in Arizona right now. Well, geez, it was just 2 streets away. Now it's in
Right.
Arizona, and you get bummed about it because you want it so bad because it that you're looking so forward to it. It's not going to save your life, no, it's not, but
No.
it's important to us. It really
Yeah.
really is.
Yeah. My wife said, "Why are you so worried about like you're sitting in the?" My daughter has a chair, it's a recliner, sitting by the living room window, and I'm sitting there waiting for the post office. The guy comes at 2 o'clock, 3 o'clock. I'm there at 11, sitting like he's gonna come earlier. And then when he doesn't bring the game, I'm like, I could
There
be
is a
sitting there
letdown.
playing.
Yeah,
I
yeah.
could be playing though.
And then it stinks because I'm playing, Joe's playing. You're like, yeah, I'm still waiting for my game to arrive, and I could be playing too, and we could all be kind of enjoying it together. And
Yeah.
not that you don't have something to play, but it's just, yeah, this you want to try the new game. And that's what we're talking about. Why do new games grab us? And part of it is waiting for it to arrive. It really is. John Turnbull asked, "What about a D2D cruise?" No, because there's sharks in the water. So
I don't go on water.
I was on a boat a couple weeks ago for a wedding, and I don't know why I went because it was a small boat and there were sharks in the water, and it was a rough night, and I almost threw up on the boat because I got seasick, and I was just like, "What were you guys doing?"
Oh,
I
that'd
should
have
have said,
been a different way to feed sharks.
yeah, I should have said no, but
Ugh,
I
no.
I went,
No, I
And
that's not
ST says a sports sim gaming retirement community. Ooh, a sports sim game retirement community. It's the villages in Florida minus all the stuff in the villages. And I've heard some stories about the villages. There's
I get invited.
a lot of antibiotics needed over there. You know.
I get invited every year. A couple of friends of mine, a little older than me, want me to come down and play golf.
Tim agrees with Vinny on something. I'm not sure what it was, but he agrees with you on something. So thanks, Tim.
Well, they're the first one this year. Thank you, Tim.
Micah says, I like fictional for sports. I don't care otherwise about. Lets me enjoy the game without having to care about real life athletes I know nothing about. Yeah, that's the great thing is you can just kind of play and there's no expectations either way. I kind of look at when I go back and play like old like dead ball seasons. I don't know anybody really back then, especially when I played the Federal League. And when I get my Upper Federal League for baseball in 1915, I don't
That's
know
a
anybody's.
fun
To
season.
me, they're all fictional.
Mhm.
Even though if one guy starts overperforming, then they'd be like, "Well, that's unrealistic." But I would know, I
Right.
would not know that because to me, it's all fictional
Well,
because it's so old.
I told Mike Canestrari because he was like, "Well, oh, we talked about the squeeze. I hate that play." I said, "Well, you would never want to play dead ball era." He goes, I never did. I said, "There's some of the greatest players ever played in the dead ball era. You got to do that." 1908. That was another book I gave to Ryan. An unforgettable season. 1908 was a great season, great players, so it's nice to go back out there and go back in time and look at certain players and the histories of the sports, match up college football again. I think it was you, I shared one of the bank shot cards with a college player for Duke, Eric Tipton. Well, I only learned about Eric Tipton because of ST's football game on the 38 Duke football team. Guy was the star player.
Oh wow!
So I knew right off the bat when I seen Eric Tipton for Duke, oh, it has to be the ST's Eric Tipton for the Duke football team. And it was. I had
Oh
looked,
nice.
researched it. I love finding stuff like that. It's cool. It's
That's
cool
great.
stuff.
Yeah. All right, so guys in the chat room here, before we wrap up the show, because again, this is kind of a live podcast, but we want to keep the podcast somewhat controlled with time. We want to know your thoughts. Why do new games grab us? Oh, look, a squirrel is the title of the show. What is it about the new games? Is there something that we may have missed? We talked about, opening the package, waiting for the package to get there. So, if you will, opening the package, checking out the contents, checking out the quality of the product, getting seasons if they do have seasons. Sometimes it's getting PDFs and printing the PDFs out, or even manipulating the PDFs as if you have a team sheet like I have been doing. Sometimes it's just fun checking out a new game engine, if you will. That's another thing. Is so learning the game. There's some accomplishment about learning the game, but learning a brand new engine because some of the games are similar, but when you get a different game and it just works for you, like Grant's football game, the 49 Quick Text football, I think it was. I some reason that game clicked for me immediately, and so I just was in tune what he was doing, and so it's a little bit the same with the hockey. Is
Mhm.
that it's because it's the same guy, like Joe Bryan with payoff pitch and bank shot. Those are kind of similar games, same dice rolls, same way of looking at things, and so you have an idea where he was going with that. So if you get one, the other game's really not too far off from that. And a lot of the play games are the same way. That if you've played one play game, you have a pretty good idea on how to play some of the other ones. Not all
Yeah.
of them, and they're a little different, but you're not going to be completely lost if you figured out one play game. Then you have an idea what's going on with that.
Right. Right.
John comes in and says, I think a new game rekindles our love for these games. Yeah, I think throwing a new game
I
into the
could see that.
mix it's kind of like I say the restaurant analogy. If you go to the same restaurant over and over, there's nothing wrong with that. Or the same three restaurants, then you find a new restaurant. You're like, oh, now maybe this gets into the rotation now, and it keeps everything fresh. Yeah. So our love for the games, it does rekindle that when you find a new game, and it's funny how when you find a game that you play and you wonder if it's the honeymoon phase and off because it just goes right to the top of your list. It might not be your favorite game,
Hmm.
or after the honeymoon phase settles away, but like, boy, I need to play a lot more of this because it's like that's why Bank Shot didn't leave my table for a couple of weeks because I just enjoyed it so much. I just want to keep playing it, and it's the same with this hockey game here. I
Yeah,
just like it so much that I want to keep playing it. But I have other games and other products I do need to get back to at some point. But it's so hard to pull away from a new game that you really
yeah,
enjoyed. Like,
yep,
again, you get that new restaurant, you're like, oh man, they had the best steak. It's like, well, what do you think about going back there again this weekend?
right, right.
And it's the same kind of thing. And it's like, well, do we want to go there 2 weeks in a row? Do we want to try one of our other places? And but yeah, that's a good point by John. It really does.
Yeah. And when that game resonates, like really, like this is going to be out there a lot. It's a great feeling. It's just like I don't know. It's just a great feeling. It
It is
really
great.
is.
Days
Mhm.
board gaming brings up another one. What about the constant search for something new? Well, how about this? I think overall we're all searching for that perfect game.
Mhm.
It's something we've
Always.
talked about here on the show and on the channel. We're looking for that perfect game. It doesn't exist. It doesn't exist. It's like the Fountain of Youth, I think. Does that exist? I don't know if it does or not.
Well, let me know where it is.
Yeah, I just watched a movie about that the other day. And it was a scary movie
I
actually.
can't. No, I don't watch that stuff.
It was like, if yeah, you could live forever, but you were cursed. It's like, oh, I don't know about that.
No
I don't know if I
thanks.
want. Yeah, I don't want to be cursed.
See, I've been living hard enough without being cursed. No thanks. So
But I think we're looking for that perfect game that doesn't exist. And Vin, I think that's part of the fun of this hobby
oh yeah. Oh yeah. I
is
think you just nailed it. Dave's board game. Dave's yeah. Yes. Yes. That is it. That is it.
it's where we like trying new things because we're kind of hoping to find that perfect game, which doesn't exist because we have our favorite games already, and none of them are the perfect game. There's Of all the games I play, there's always you have your favorites,
Right.
but there's a reason why I don't play those games only. The
Right.
reason is I play a lot because every game does something the other game doesn't do. And
Yes.
and I use my Apple Hockey and my Hockey Bones as an example. They are both 1 and 1A for me when it comes to a long play hockey game. They're very similar. They do things almost identical, but one does a couple things a little different than the other, and then the other does
Mhm.
something. And once in a while, I want this. I go to Hockey Bones, and once in a while,
Right.
I want this, and I go to Appa.
Right. And then
And,
there's the one where, well, that game doesn't have that season. So if it doesn't have a season, oh, I got to get that game. It's got this season. It's like I can't wait for the CFL game to get here. And Grant is sending it UPS,
good, good.
and I won't have to rant and rave and listen to anything else because that's never gonna, that's
Hopefully.
not going to happen again. If I rant and rave, I'm calling you. That's it.
It is. Again, we just get excited. We want our games to get here because we get excited. We want to play them, and we
Yeah.
just can't wait to tear into them and look at them because everybody's talking about it. It's like, oh man, you're the last one to get it. It's like, oh man, let's see what this is all about, and you want to have some fun with that too. And and a lot of this hobby is even for me, it's monkey see, monkey do. And when I see someone playing a new game, it's like, man, I want to play this game now. I want to check this out. I want to have some fun with it. I want to see what this is all about. I
Yep.
want to learn something new.
Yeah.
I don't want to just play the same game over. I do want to keep learning here because that's part of the hobby. Learning, searching for that perfect game that's not there,
Yeah.
which is part of the fun. I think what
And
it
I like
is.
sharing that, like, cause so I have friends that love games. My friends, I'm talking to everybody in the chat. If there's something I want to share it and say, hey, look, this game is. I'm doing it with matchup college football. I'm doing it with bank shot. I'm doing it with payoff pitch, season tickets, both for baseball, football. Now quick decks. I want to get it out there because I know these games are fun.
Hmm.
And what breaks my heart when I hear somebody say, well, it's a little out of my league, and I'll do what I can to help them, but
Hmm.
our Canadian friends out there, that what they're paying is like, it's crazy. It's
Yeah, you
crazy.
almost feel like meeting him at the border for lunch someday, just kind of like sliding something under the fence.
Yeah.
It's like to
Like,
save him like $50 or something like that.
yeah. Yeah. Cause we're blessed to be able to get what we have to
Yeah.
get at the prices we get them at. But yeah, this hobby if I don't do anything else up until the day I can't do anything, I wanna be doing gaming. I do.
Yeah.
I do. It gives me so much pleasure.
Yeah, yeah, it does. And Sean writes in, he says, if I need a new game, here's the pitch. Yep, there's another baseball game I haven't played. I probably got 75 baseball games I still haven't played. I played a lot of baseball games, and I have my favorites right now, but you never stop looking because you never know. You never know when a game's going to grab it. Again, when I saw this highlight hockey, Grant sent it to me, and I'm like, well, I'm going to play it because he sent it to me. I don't think I'm going to like it because I don't like, all the setup and all the this and that and the team cards. And next thing you know, it shot up to be one of my favorite hockey games.
Mm.
And
I
so I
can't
gave
wait
it
to play when we're done. I can't
I
wait.
I gave it a chance, and it's like I do. I really like it, as you can tell.
Yeah.
And Joe Cards jumps in and says that's what's good about PDFs. Yep, for people outside of
Yeah,
the country. Yep,
it is,
PDFs
but
work.
not all games are PDF. That's the problem.
Yeah, yeah. Not all of them are,
The
especially the
components and
yep,
like ST, you can't get the best part of matchup college football in
yeah,
PDF. You
yeah,
can't do it. It's just impossible.
yeah.
Although cutting out, I don't even know how many cards there are now.
You want that. Even the bank shot. Scott was
Yeah,
telling me that Scott. I didn't know Scott got the PDF for bank shot. I was, oh, Scott.
did he?
It can swing it. Get even after you bought the PDF, if you can swing it, get at least the game with all the fast action cards, because that's what makes that game work, is all those fast action cards. It's
Yeah,
really, really good.
Phil wants to get it, and I told him don't get the PDF.
Yeah, no,
Hang
there's
on.
some things that are okay. PDF. If you want to get Teams PDF, maybe, but you
Yeah,
got to get the game. You got to get the fast action cards for the game. That works out really well. And again, because of Joe's teams are not that expensive, especially the basketball. They're really inexpensive.
no,
And I know
no.
everyone's budget's different. Everyone's
Yeah,
budget's
yeah,
different. So you can't say, but there are some things that's get the full game if you can. If you can't,
yeah,
then I get that too.
yeah,
But so so yeah, so yeah, so we're talking about why do new games grab you? That was a great topic that Vinny come up with, and we probably because we've been playing so many new games lately. And Vinny, has there been a game that's been out for a while that you just never played, and that maybe you played recently, last year or two, and you're like, wow, geez, that's a game I never played. I'm kind of glad I tried that.
yeah. It just happened with the Highlight Maker Hoops Prime Time.
Oh, that's true. That's true.
Yep,
Yep.
I
Yep.
had it. It was sitting there, and I was like, all right, you know what? I need to try this because I read the ST's magazine, volume 16. Tom Kerwin did one of the best articles on a game I've ever read, ever. He breaks it all down. It just made you want. Well, it did. It made me want to
Mm.
open it, and I love it. I really, really love the game, and I could see me play. They don't have a lot of seasons. Maybe that's a good thing, because I definitely have enough. And then season ticket baseball. Joe just said that too. Was out a while. Never played it. Payoff pitch, I think, has been out a while.
Hmm.
But the Highlight Maker Hoops was the one I've been hearing about. And yeah, I pulled the trigger on that and I like it a
Yeah.
lot.
Scott says he's going to order $89.90 for bank shot. Scott, I would say if you're going to do that, go ahead and either grab the facts cards or the game if you're going to order a season, and just do it the right way, because you're going to love those fast action cards. I don't know if you need the whole game at this point here because you have the rules and stuff, but I think you can order the fast action cards and the action deck separately. I think
That's
it
all you
it,
need.
it would be worth throwing those in the box if you're going to get a season. It
And if you
really would.
do it, Dave will corner them for you. And
I know. I do corner all my my team sheets for highlight hockey. This looks so much nicer.
they do.
I print them out. It's like I use the big corner. I use the L on that one there because it's so
Right.
big. The nice round corner
But
looks
Grant
nice.
corners his that he sends them to us with
Yeah, I
that
think he does. Yeah,
beautiful
yeah,
tape. Yeah,
yeah,
yeah.
yeah. And here's P Jet. Speak of the devil, P Jet. Yeah, we were talking earlier about the highlight hockey game I was playing for 1970. It was the Blackhawks and the Seals. In real life, the Blackhawks won 9-0, and I had them win 7-1. And the goaltender was Bob Snedden, and he was all 0 rating. So you didn't even have to roll to see if he made the save because he couldn't make the save.
Is
Unless you
PJ
added 2. Unless there was a situation where it says add 2, they would add 2.
is PJ playing 49
I don't think so.
hockey?
I don't think he has it yet.
Oh,
I don't think he has it.
he'd love it.
I
He'd love
really,
it.
I really do
Yeah.
like it. Yeah. Joe Cards actually said too. He goes, he was pig-headed strat player for years. I wouldn't look at another hockey game until Hockey Blast, which is now up there with his favorite. Yeah, and that's the thing. You never know when you
Mm-mm.
play a new game. You never know, and it might not be your thing because a lot of times if you play a game a certain way for years, it's like, okay, this is what I do. And I had that with video games. Again, I did 40 years of video games, and there was certain ways to do things, and the controller was mapped out a certain way. And when someone come out with a new game on the video games, and the controlling buttons were all different, that game didn't last very long. It didn't do well because it's already been decided when you grab a controller what's going to do what.
Mhm.
Your jump buttons here, and then this is over here, and you shoot your gun over here, and you reload over here. That's all been mapped out. And if you try to do something different than that, people are not going to try to learn that scheme, and your game's not going to sell. So, and it's so, but again, trying new things is how on the tabletop is way different sometimes than the video games because you're not all used to it. But sometimes it is. Sometimes you're used to one way, and then when you try something different, you're like, well, I don't know if I'm going to like this or not. Sometimes you do, sometimes you don't, but you got to try it. So
Right.
even all those video games that were different, I gave them a try. And sometimes if they were good enough, you would stick with the new lineup on the controls and the buttons that you would hit. And other times you're like, yeah, no, I'm not going to do that.
But at least
The
you tried them.
Yeah, you try the new game, and then
Right.
and there were sometimes you'd be surprised, like, okay, I don't like the way they do this, but this game is kind of fun, and I'm going to stick it out.
Yep,
And,
yep.
and, and
And you could always find somebody like some guy posted a matchup today. He says, hoping I don't regret buying the 3 fast action card decks. And I was like, listen, buy them. Here's the deal. You don't like them? I'll buy them from you. And I know I could find somebody that'll enjoy it. But that's how sure I am. They're gonna the game it's good. PJ definitely does. Oh, he doesn't have it. I suggest you try it because you're a hockey junkie like us.
yeah, it's the seasons are not that expensive. You can get them
Mhm.
PDF. You can manipulate. I know I don't think PJ has Excel, but again, if you just want to print out the lineups, that's fine. Actually, you don't even have to. You can just kind of keep them on the whatever. You can just keep them on your
Yeah,
computer screen if you don't
yeah.
want to print them
And
out.
get both if you do get it. Get both. I got the both versions. It's a little cheaper than
Oh, the
going
highlight
down the
hockey.
line.
Yeah, yeah. Add the highlight hockey into the
Yeah,
quick decks if you do. I think it's what, $15 or something like that.
yeah, something like that. I mean, you could always upgrade later, and he's got the 24-25 season.
Yeah, I
Nobody
have
has
that
that
too.
out right now that I know, except for John does, I think, for Red
Yeah,
Ice. Yeah, that's what
I
I'm
need I
playing.
need to lay that out so I can play the finals and just I can go manipulate the actual lineups if I need to make any changes. Um, and Joe says season ticket baseball is great for replays because you get every player, which makes it
Yep,
much easier. Yeah, yeah,
yep.
that's a big deal for me too. I like to play with the guys that were in the game as much as possible. Again, it's a tabletop game. It's not going to wreck anything. But when I take my time, Vin, and I set up my team sheets for this hockey game, I like the fact that I'm gonna that no one's gonna score a goal that didn't play in that game.
Mhm.
I liked, having the guys that were in the game get the points. And to me that feels because I'm a replay gamer, like the replay gamer says. I like
Right.
to play games within a season. I'm not too worried about, at least right now, playing teams from different seasons and matching up, see how it wins. I like to take a game that happened, whether it's a regular season game or a playoff game, and play that.
I get that.
You know,
I get that.
or maybe I'll take two teams that didn't play in the finals and play them, whether it's basketball, football, hockey, baseball. But at least you have an idea who would have played in that game, and
Mhm.
and so I like to say, okay, well, these guys would have been the ones playing in this game, so I get to see how they do,
Yeah, you get
and
that nice historic perspective of it
yeah,
too.
and
Yeah.
sometimes somebody's hurt. Maybe you want to do a what if by putting an injured player in if you want to do that. But I like to start with the guys that actually played in the game and then see how they do on my tabletop. And that's kind of how I've always been doing that.
Right. See, the playoffs I'm doing, I'm just using the actual goalies.
Okay. Yeah.
So, but I don't
But you
mind.
should be pretty close with those team sheets. You should be pretty close to who played. If so
Maybe I'll bench Ovechkin, give us a chance to come back.
yeah. Rowdy's replaying 2023 with the Miami Marlins. Adirondack Gus, thanks for coming by, buddy. 49 sports games, CFL, NFL. I need to talk to Grant about seeing if he would sell me an extra fax set. Oh, that's an idea. To get an extra fast action card set. Yep. I suggested to Grant. Who was it? I don't know. I don't know if he suggested to me or I suggested to him about adding some more cards to his
No, you
fact
did.
deck for the hockey.
I thought it was a great idea.
Yeah, it might be kind of fun just to add, because you never can have enough. Like ST, he's got his main deck, but you can add a couple extra decks, and now you have the monster deck, and so you're going to get all kinds of different results, and that's what makes it fun. Is
Listen,
especially with fast action games.
Dave is unmatchable, brother. What he's done with that.
Yeah, that's great.
I mean, if somebody could model that idea like you suggested to Grant, that would only make the game so much better.
If you come up with
so
a second deck, or just even if he added 10 cards, something like
yeah.
that.
Like I
That'd be
said,
great,
when I
yeah.
pulled that odd card today, I was like, you
Yeah.
got to be kidding me. It went against my team, but it was so much fun. Like, Logan Thompson went to clutch. I'm like, oh boy. And what ST's added with those other decks. Yeah, so I hope Grant takes you up on that.
John says, do we mix and match rules to improve some games? Many players use homebrew rules to make their gaming more realistic for them.
No, I break them. I'm not smart enough.
I do.
Yeah,
I do. I used to do a lot more. When I first started this 5 or 6 years ago, I thought I knew better because that's just the type of person I was or am or used to be, could be, I don't know. But I would see something like, oh, this doesn't make sense. I'm going to change it. And I did that a lot in the early stages with some of the other games. And then finally I was like, something, I'm going to play it as it's designed and see how it goes. I mean, APA hockey is probably one of the exceptions where Mike Berger come up with some really good ways of handling things that was so much faster than the game. And so on that note, it's like, I changed that quite a bit, at least for penalties and assists, because it took too long to figure out APA penalties and APA assists. If I just want to get the penalty and get the assist, and I don't want to dance through hoops and rolling dice.
Right.
So I will do that. The other thing that I've done is when I play APA now, I don't really use the dump and chase anymore. I use the hockey bones line change when I play APA hockey. And that's the guy with the puck keeps the puck. Everyone else changes, but the guy with the puck finishes the play.
Yeah, I used to do it with Strat.
And then when he finishes the play, he goes to the bench and the other guy comes. And that will lead to some really unique goals and assists too, because it's not always, line 1, line 2, line 3, it's like occasionally a line 1 will be out there with line 3 and he'll assist on a goal. And that feels realistic to me, is that, you have a guy that stayed out there and he made a play and he contributes, again, Lemieux out there with the third line for, whatever. And, Gretzky out there with a third line and combining for a goal, because in hockey, they don't all go out at the same time. It's not like all 5 change at the same time. They stagger sometimes, depending if the game's in motion. Right. So I use that from the hockey bones into my APA. So I do some things like that. The APA football, I've really reworked that to make it fun. And I don't think I've broken the game, but I do some things that some of the other APA people don't like.
Right.
I would never play it that way, but I'm like, I do, and I have my fun that way, and I'm playing the game, and that's all that matters. So so I do. I do.
I take it back, John. I do. I've done it with Strat Baseball. I like playing the basic version, always did, but I would add some of the advanced stuff to catch his arms because stealing bases was just too easy. Just different things, and same thing with Strat Hockey, because there's times where I'm not going to play the advanced version, but I miss having all of those other results on the cards. But then I'll add some stuff. So I guess I have. I guess I haven't in that regard. But as I get older and dumber, I don't tinker too much.
I don't. I guess it all depends on the game. Some games, like Hockey Bones, nothing. I've never tinkered with Hockey Bones. You don't have to. It just works really well. APA, the rule book was a little weird. How they do things is a little weird. And so I just kind of work around. And basically what I do is I polish the corners a little bit. You know what I mean? If you got a rough edge, I'm just going to sand that down a little bit. Just so gameplay is easier for me. Because that's the thing is, if I'm playing a game, and we talked about hurdles in games before. You got a game, and there's one thing about the game that just bugs you. And so when you sit down, something like, I think I want to play blah, 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 blah. Oh, and you start setting up like, this is the game that does this. And that drives me nuts. And I'm not in the mood for that tonight. So I'm going to go and play something that doesn't have that. And I have a lot of games that do that. Just there's something in the game that just drives me nuts, and it's like, yeah, sometimes I can get around it, and sometimes I don't want to get around it. And if I can smooth those edges a little bit and make that not as much of a problem, or I can somehow conquer that hurdle so it's not a hurdle anymore, then I'll be more apt to play that game. So for me, yeah, if it's going to be easier, I'll try to do that too.
Right.
If it makes the game easier, or if it makes the game more fun, that's the
Yep.
other thing I'll do.
Well, like we
Um,
say, it's our table, it's our game, and
yep,
why not?
yep,
Why not? You're paying your money, you're taking your time, enjoy it. Don't worry about what anybody else says, except your wife if you're not spending time with her. Then you're in trouble.
yeah. We just speaking about that. So after dinner, we've been watching TV. I got 3 months free of Apple TV Plus. I think I mentioned that, and so we watched the Monarch Godzilla series. We're both Godzilla fans, so we watched that, and then I heard about this other show called Invasion. We just binge watched 2 seasons of this. It was the slowest moving series we've ever seen. It was sitting there like, is anything going to happen? It had like 5 or 6 stories going on, and it would like advance each like an inch. Every episode to get an inch out of each storyline. It's like, is this thing ever going to go anywhere? Is this 2 seasons? And it's like it finally like did something. It's like that meme of poking the stick, do something. And she's like, "Oh, I really like this." Like, "Oh man," I says, "It was all right, but because I'm 2 seasons into it." But it says, if I wouldn't recommend it to anybody. It was just so slow. It really.
Nothing worse than watching bad stuff. Like you feel like you just wow, that's like
And
hours.
then you get a season into it, and you're like, "Well, I have to watch the second season to see if it gets any better." You know, so you like to do that. As we're talking in the chat room about some of ST's games.
Rowdy should get some. Yes, that's and he likes wrestling, I thought he said. And ST's wrestling game is the squared circle. Really, really good game.
I haven't played that one yet. I need to do that. Hopefully he'll bring it to Ohio, and maybe he can
Really
show me
good.
that one too. Because it's fun sitting with the developer and doing that. So, all right, well, we're going to wrap up this show here. This is episode 273 of the Digital Dice podcast, and we were talking about why do new games grab us, and we were talking about some of the reasons why we like games. We were talking to the chat room too about what is it about new games, and again, it doesn't have to be new. It can just be new to you, which is fine. It could be
Hmm.
an old game or it could be a brand new game, whatever it is. We had some really good responses in there. What I need to do right now is get to our 3 stars of the week, Vin. So we're going to get to our 3 stars of the week. Again, there are no particular order here in episode 273, and these are some of the Patreons that have supported the show. And we have some new Patreons this week. So,
Nice.
in no particular order, number 3, Tony Cooper. Tony, I want to thank you so much for supporting the show.
Thank you,
Number
Tony.
number 2 star, Zach Evans. Zach, coming through.
Thanks so
Thank,
much,
thank
Zach.
you so much. And our number 1 star this week, Rob Hinkle. Rob, you're the man. Thank you so much. It means a lot to us here to
Yeah.
help keep the
Thank you,
show
Rob.
going, and just to know that you guys are listening and enjoying what we're doing here on the
That's the
podcast.
key. Enjoy,
And on
enjoy.
YouTube. Yeah, we enjoy talking to you guys and getting involved with you guys. That's why we've been doing a lot of live shows lately, because we want to get your feedback on some of the things that we're doing here.
Yeah, don't be afraid to pump some more answers, guys, on tonight's show on Facebook, and we'll
Yep.
engage. You guys engage, and it's great stuff. We're blessed. We're blessed to do this.
Yeah, we have a great community, and we all like talking about this stuff, and that's what this show's about. It's about talking about the games that we play and things like that. So, and power washing.
Our arms.
Power washing. Don't power wash your arms. It
No.
still hurts. I was out there too, and I kept like trying to rinse it off, but I was all dirty. It's like I don't want any dirt getting in here and getting this thing all messed up. But I think it's all clean now. I got the bacitration on it. It's just like
Yeah. Dirt's
that.
better than ripping your arm off. Just saying. That's another
Yeah.
pro tip.
I
Pro
didn't.
tip.
As soon as I did it, I was like, "What was I thinking? Why was I shoot the power washer?" Right, it was like right at my arm too. This thing takes the paint off walls, and there I am shooting at my arm to clean myself up. It's like, yeah, stupid Dave. That's what I do. But the shed looks nice. My arm doesn't look good, but my shed looks nice. So anyway, so all righty. Again, Ways to get a hold of us here. Digitaltodice.com is the website. 978-751-DICE is the text line. Send us a text. Send us a voicemail. Leave us a promo. We might play it here on the show. Facebook.com/groups/Digital to Dice is the Facebook. Digital to Dice at yahoo.com is the email. And if you like to support the show on Patreon and maybe be one of our stars of the week and jump into our Discord as well and talk to us on Discord, patreon.com/Digital to Dice. And I want to thank everybody that supported the show and continues to support the show. And we talked to a lot of those people in the Discord, and it's really kind of fun seeing what people are doing. And we lean heavily on the Patreon and the Discord people.
Yeah.
When we start talking about topics for the show and things like that. So we get a lot of feedback from there. And that's where we start, is we start with the people like that support the show.
A lot of good stuff there.
So anyway, and let's see, John says, I was thinking we all do stuff like that, Dave. You're not the only one. I think he means like trying to power wash my arm.
Yes, he does. I guarantee that.
So, yeah, we all do things. We're like, oh, what was I thinking? What was I thinking? But hopefully, it's not going to be too much damage. At least it's not my dice throwing arm. That's the thing, you know. Yeah, it's not my dice throwing arm. So anyway, all right. Thanks for coming by, Vin. Thanks for joining me again.
I love you, buddy. You have a good night. We'll talk.
All right, we'll talk to everybody later. Bye-bye.